My lake cabin is my sanctuary. It's miles from town, on private property that's explicitly not part of any HOA. But that didn't stop Linda Karen Marshall, president of the new subdivision HOA down the road, from trying to make my cabin her business. I decided to leave work early last Friday and drive up to the cabin ahead of schedule. By dusk, I pulled into the gravel driveway and immediately noticed something was wrong. The curtains were drawn. A strange car sat parked beside my porch. And when I unlocked the door, I heard footsteps inside. Standing in my living room was a middle-aged man I'd never seen before. He was wearing slippers and holding my coffee mug. He jumped like he'd seen a ghost. "What are you doing here?" he stammered. "I own this place," I said. "Who are you?" That's when he said something that nearly made my blood boil. Linda said this cabin was abandoned. She said I could stay. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911. But before I could even press call, Linda herself came marching up the porch with her own phone pressed to her ear. She shouted through the screen door, "You're trespassing on HOA property. My friend is a guest here. I'm calling the cops." I opened the door and said, very calmly, "Linda, this property is not in your HOA, and you just admitted you let someone break into my house." 20 minutes later, 2 sheriff's cruisers rolled up. Linda tried to run to them first, waving her arms, ranting about how I abandoned the cabin and how she claimed it. The deputy held up a hand. "Ma'am, slow down." I showed him my deed, tax records, and security footage of her walking onto the property with her friend earlier that afternoon. His entire demeanor changed. "Sir, do you want to press charges?" Linda started yelling, "This is HOA jurisdiction. You can't arrest us." The deputy replied, "This isn't HOA land. This is private property. And right now, you're trespassing and you brought an unauthorized person inside." The man in my living room went pale. "I didn't know," he said as they cuffed him. Linda was arrested on the spot for criminal trespass, breaking and entering, and conspiracy. After the two were escorted into separate cruisers, the sheriff turned to me. "She's been a problem all season," he said. "You showing up early may have saved you from something much worse." He gave me his card and told me to install more cameras. I told him I already had some hidden ones. Footage that clearly showed Linda unlocking my back door with a copied key. It turns out that while I was away, she'd been telling her HOA friends that my cabin was abandoned. She even changed the lock on my front door and handed her buddy a key. With the video evidence, her little scheme unraveled fast. Now she's facing felony charges, and the sheriff promised her HOA's lawyer has already begged for a plea deal. The next morning, as I sat on my own porch drinking coffee from my reclaimed mug, I thought, she really believed an HOA president could just hand out someone else's cabin. She'll have plenty of time to rethink that in county jail,